Hey folks, house rules are weird. See, on the one hand, designers spend a lot of time playing games, and to not play them the way that they intended feels kind of wrong. But on the other hand, if you're playing a game with your friends, especially a cooperative one, and you all feel that the game is just more fun when you are consistently bending a rule or two, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. And on top of that, sometimes when you're learning a game, you learn a rule incorrectly for the first time, and then you just spend so much time playing it wrong that when you go back to how it's supposed to be, the old way just sort of feels right. In any case, these are my top 5 house rules for Gloomhaven. So this definitely falls under the making the game easier category, but I think it makes thematic sense. So when you summon a creature, it is supposed to follow monster AI, but I don't play that way. No, instead what I do is I allow myself to control the monster. And it still has to follow the same basic actions that is allowed, but I get to choose where it goes and who it targets. Because I feel that summons are meant to be more than just like meat shields, and it seems appropriate that you'd be able to order it around on the battlefield once it's out. Oh, and minor spoiler here, there is an unlockable character who is just all about summons, and without being able to control your menagerie of monsters, it's just not as fun. I play this game 2 players most of the time, and because of that, we like to keep each other updated on our progress on our personal quests. Now, we don't go into specifics, but if we're getting close, we let the other one know so that if they can pick up the pace on theirs, maybe they will. The thing is, even doing that, it is really hard to finish personal quests at the exact same time. You can usually get pretty close, though. So, what I like to do is let a retired character have one last job. It's a fun last mission where you really get to go all out and potentially allows you and the other player to start new characters at the same time, so there isn't a big level disparity. Now, this one is a little cheesy, and I totally get why others wouldn't necessarily want to use it, but this personal house rule is that when you use an item to make an element, that element is available automatically. Now, I could argue this thematically, and there are pros and cons to that, but what it really boils down to is this is just more fun for us. I mean, having to plan out your element usage is important in this game. It is a very important element of the game. But the mana potions and the element wands, they really seem like panic items to me. Like, you're in the cave, enemies that just come up, and you're like, no, we need an element right now, burn an item, use it, get the stun off on the spell, or get the extra damage, we need it. Let's do it. Yeah. This is something that I'm actually surprised isn't in the game already somehow. Because when you advance your character, you get to pick new powers and perks, but then those are set in stone. And sometimes I'll make a decision that I kind of end up regretting because, well, it doesn't work well with the other choices that I've made. And with items, you can you can sell them and buy new ones, but there's no system in place to change the powers that you've picked. I think that you should be able to pay something like 5 gold per level that you are, and be able to go back and pick all new powers if you want to. Lastly, I love the battle goals, but sometimes I would pick one of the two and then be disappointed when that turns out to be virtually impossible, while I would have been able to do the other one without even trying. What I like to do is keep both goals, but only allow you to redeem one of them at the end of the scenario. That way you have a little bit more choice in how you actually play during the mission, as opposed to being like, well, I'm either going to go for the goal or I'm not. And those are my top 5 house rules for Gloomhaven. I'm sure some of you guys have house rules of your own that you like to play with, and I'd love to hear them. I haven't decided what the next video is going to be. It's either going to be a quick dive into party composition and how that fits into Gloomhaven, or it's going to be a spotlight on some cool player aids and accessories that I've seen. We'll see what I feel like doing next week. Bye.